Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for quarter 4 of 2022. We're going to jump right in here, as always, and we're going to take a look at what is going on in your general energies for this quarter in this first row right here. And damn, are you kidding me, Sag? Look at this. I feel like I said Gemini at the beginning of this reading, but I have no clue what I said. It's Mercury retrograde. I'll just blame that for everything. But look at this. Very abundant. Very nice. In your next row, we're going to look at what is going on behind the scenes, anything that you don't see coming, anything unexpected here in this row. Next, we're going to look at what's coming to light, anything you need to pay attention to as well. We'll be looking at in this row here. This is a pretty good reading so far. I even just feel like this devil could just simply be a Capricorn coming in for you, or someone who has Capricorn in their chart could be coming in for you here. In your last row, we are going to look at the good stuff, and that's a really good card. You have this Knight card. It says Triumph over Adversity. So I feel there's success coming in for you, obviously, in this last row here. We're also going to pull 5 main themes for you for the quarter, and we're also going to pull 3 yes or no question cards at the end. You start off with this round and round card. I kind of feel you're at the end of a cycle. You have too many cards here that would represent ending a cycle, not being stuck on one. I would be a lot more worried if you had like the 9 of Swords here, something like that. So what I would say is it looks to me like you're actually getting off the hamster wheel, and you're not. I feel like you are kind of seeing the things that you have been repeating, and you're looking to end these situations that have been repeating for a very long period of time. You have the Empress, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. I'm not going to sugarcoat this here. For some of you, I feel this is just a Capricorn, but again, if you have like a creepy ex or someone who can't get over you, you might want to block this person. I mean, Devil to the Page of Swords, that gives me stalker vibes. I don't read like that, because I know, there are plenty of readers out there that like every single reading they do is like stalker, black magic, blah, 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 right? And to me, that's unrealistic in the first place. We're not that important, right? But in this situation, I would say if you have a person like that and they're like that, I would block them or do, just to end it, basically. But definitely a lot of abundance coming in for you. And it wouldn't surprise me if people had their eye on you, Sag, because you have the Empress. So it doesn't matter what gender you are. I feel like you are just very attractive at this time and kind of attracting a lot of things. I also kind of feel like a little bit of that energy of everything you touch turns to gold. She uses her scepter here to grow the wheat that is in front of her. And so she has the power to create abundance, which here you go. Right here, 10 of Pentacles, abundance, success, money, good things coming in for you. 10 of Pentacles is really everything you want in your life. It forms the tree of life, the 10 of Pentacles, and it just represents everything you want and desire to have in your life. So I feel there's a lot of success and abundance coming in with this card. I also feel like some sort of gift coming in for you with the 10 of Pentacles. Just looking at it, there's 2 ways to read the 10 of Pentacles. One of the ways is that this old man here, he normally represents like the inheritance side of things or building and leaving a legacy, but there's also a way to read it where he's coming and bringing this family a gift, and he represents a beggar, basically someone who doesn't have anything to give. And it kind of represents receiving information or a gift from an unlikely source. So, without knowing your situation, it's kind of hard to say what it is, but it could be anything. Sometimes like there have been times in my life where I'm like watching a movie and I get an answer to like something else in my life, right? And that's what I'm referring to here. You might be like watching a movie, you might be dealing with problems in your business, and the answer to your problem is in the movie. Or, you might be looking for a job. You might be standing in line at Starbucks, and the person in front of you might be talking to their friend, being like, I need to hire this person that does X, Y, and Z, which is like exactly what you do, right? So I kind of get these like, more, I don't know what you call that, like serendipity, some serendipitous type situations going on here. And literally, you have the Page of Wands, which is like you're going to have to get out into the world. But more importantly than that, I talk a lot about following your inspirations, right? I lived my life stuck for 3 years, doing nothing, basically. Well, I was learning the whole time, but I was really just stuck doing nothing, spinning my tires, right? And I wouldn't allow myself to have fun. I wouldn't allow myself to go out into the world. I wouldn't allow myself to do basically anything. So I was preventing myself from following my inspirations. There were times I remember where I felt like I wanted to go for a walk, or I wanted to go to the coffee shop, like I said, or whatever. And you never know. Like the answer to all my problems could have been in those places, right? I'm a Pisces. I prefer to stay home. I don't want to go anywhere. But, over the past 10 years or so, I've been really forcing myself to go out, have experiences and all this other stuff. It's increased my luck significantly. I've had random opportunities pop up because I go out, because I go do things, right? So I really encourage people to like go on adventures, but more importantly, I think that, if we're like trying to manifest things, that sometimes we stop our manifestations because, again, if you're trying to manifest money, but your brain tells you go watch Jurassic Park, right? You're gonna be like, what the hell does that have to do with anything, right? But maybe there's an answer in Jurassic Park to the business that you're trying to say. So I think that we judge our inspirations too heavily. We need to follow those inspirations. Let's see. With the Empress, you have the Ace of Cups, your emotions overflowing, being very happy, good things coming in for you. Ace of Cups has come up quite a bit in these readings, so this could definitely be a love offer. You have the Knight of Cups right next to it. And it kind of gives me Earth vibes. Could be any sign. Could be an Aquarius, Scorpio, a Taurus, or a Leo as well. Could be one of the fixed signs, but, we'll get more details here. If you're looking for love, to me, the Ten of Pentacles is the best love card in the deck. So, I love the Ten of Pentacles. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Emperor, definitely bossing up. There clearly could be divine counterparts coming in for you, or your divine counterpart. This is like a power couple right here, the Empress and the Emperor. I do feel like love is improving in general in the world, and that doesn't mean love is going to be perfect, but, you're not the only sign that has had this power couple thing popping up here. And I feel it's kind of like a sign of the times. But if you're looking for love, amazing. Even if you're not looking for love, that could be the energies balancing out inside of you, allowing you to create like more abundance or good things in your life. With the Page of Wands, you have the Knight of Wands needing to go on the adventure. Again, it's like you're not going to get lucky if you don't put yourself in lucky situations. People always leave me comments that are like, you said this, which I never say anything, right? I'm like the only reader that tells people that they have to do the work and they have to go out there and do things and like put themselves out there. Nobody's just going to magically appear in your life. Right? It's in love. You're not going to just magically make money if you're doing the same thing you've been doing, right? And I make this very, very clear. It drives me nuts when I get these comments. I ban pretty much every single person that leaves those comments, and I ban no one, right? There are plenty of negative comments, but if you're saying to me, like, you said this and I didn't make money, I'm like, yeah, of course, you're doing the same thing that you did, that you've been doing, right? So you have to do something different. That's what this says. But I'm telling you right now, there are like a lot of lucky situations coming in for you over the next 3 months, but you're not going to find them on your couch. You have to get out into the world. You have to go look for the luck. Yes, you have to look for it. And if you do, it's going to be there. Next, you have this, what are we doing here? The unexpected. What's going on behind the scenes? You have this balsamic moon card, and it says seeds on it, and it also says compromise. I do feel like you could be planting a lot of seeds. And, it's definitely with Uranus and Taurus, it is an amazing time to plant seeds. And, I talk about this all the time, how we're basically living in a garden right now where we have the opportunity, I believe, to plant seeds towards directions in our life that we want to move in, whatever it is, health, wealth, happiness, business, spirituality, whatever. And if we take care of those seeds and we treat it like a garden, we really nurture the things that we're doing, we're going to be very successful. It's going to take time. Obviously a garden doesn't grow overnight, but for the most part, if we do it, we'll be successful. I feel like the compromise is, again, just realizing that things don't happen overnight and realizing that things don't appear next to you on your couch, right? I feel like the compromise is you more compromising with yourself. You have the Knight of Cups, the Devil, and the Magician here. What I would say with the Devil is I would definitely be careful of toxic people or a person if you have one in your life. I'd also be careful of toxic substances. I don't know what it is, but, lately I just feel like maybe, certain things could be affecting you on a much deeper level. So it's like if you're, I'm not saying you're like a drinker, but maybe drinks like affect you deeper more now, right? And things like that. So I would pay attention to anything that affects your health or, doesn't allow you to operate at your best, and I would just be careful of those situations with this card. I do also feel there could be someone with Capricorn or a Capricorn coming in for you in love, like I said at the beginning of the reading. You have the Knight of Cups, Knight in Shining Armor. I feel like this person wants to plant seeds with you. I feel like they are open to compromises as well, so probably a really good person, someone who's very balanced coming in for you, but this is also a card of planting seeds, the Knight of Cups. He's standing in the desert, but there's water flowing in front of him. As I always say, he could easily plant seeds in front of that water and they would grow even though he's in the desert. I feel like this is pretty much what everybody feels right now. Like we feel like there are no opportunities around us, but if we start planting seeds, things are going to grow even in the desert, even where it seems like there's nothing to grow. You have the Magician here. The Magician says use your powers of manifestation to create the life that you want. You can see he's planting to the ground. He needs to take his seeds, his ideas, and he needs to ground them in reality. That's why he's pointing to the ground. So, the whole entire reading is basically saying plant your ideas into something. whatever it is, right? And then take action as well. Definitely needing to take action in this reading. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Ten of Cups, fortune after difficulty, but also happy home, happy family. Definitely a really good love reading if you want it. If you do, and even if you don't want love, this is also a really good card for your destiny, because the Wheel of Fortune represents your destiny, but really it represents your destiny in the sense that it's your personal vision for your life. Like if there was like one thing that you could achieve that would make you really happy or would lead to fulfillment, that's kind of like your personal vision for your life. That's what I mean by saying that. And so I feel like you could be working towards that. With the Devil, you have the Page of Wands, someone very immature. Again, if you have that person in your life, I would definitely block them. That's a vibe I'm getting here. For others, I feel you're just kind of setting yourself free from something that has been controlling, like a job, a business, maybe your location where you live. And I feel there's like a sense of freedom here. With the Magician, you have the Magician. So basically the universe saying I meant what I said. You need a new beginning. The Magician, he's pointing over here. He's pointing towards the Eight of Cups. So I feel for some of you, it's saying you're like walking away from things that no longer serve you. You're walking towards fulfillment. Next, in the area of what's coming to light, what you need to pay attention to, you have this practicality card, and you also have this principles card as well. I feel like they're, again, here's the thing. With Neptune and Pisces, with this principles card, look, it even looks like the Hierophant's, Pope hat right here, which would totally be like, the Pope thing would totally be a Piscean, Neptune and Pisces type of thing, right? And what I would say here is that with Neptune and Pisces kind of asks us to look at our principles, our morals, our ethics, our values, and it kind of is a direct challenge to those things as far as I'm concerned. Neptune and Pisces, like, why do you believe this? Why do you have these rules, these principles that you put in place in your life? Some of them you will keep. Some of them you'll be like, why do I believe this? And you'll probably get rid of it. That's the whole point of Neptune and Pisces. It's like, why do you believe the things that you believe? Are they helpful? Is it helpful? Is it not helpful? What's the answer? And so you could be going over a lot of that in your head. With the practicality card, I feel like you are coming more into your center, because this card to me is like saying, I feel like you're not like overestimating things, but you're also not underestimating things. I feel you're kind of saying you're being very practical, literally, about the things that you're working on, about relationships and everything. I feel like you're kind of very much more neutral, which is great. And again, you're like the second or third sign that has had a message like that. I feel like you're being very realistic also about like the work that you have to put into something like relationships or business. I feel like you're kind of understanding those things on a very deep level. And again, this is just going to help you get closer to your destiny. You have the Death card, the Wheel of Fortune, the King of Swords, and the Page of Swords. The Death card and the Wheel of Fortune, again, like I said, funny enough, at the beginning of the reading, it's almost as if you're ending a cycle, which is what I said with that round and round card. I feel like you're done going round and round, and you're ready to move on to kind of like bigger and better things or something new. The Death card is a major transformation, and I don't really necessarily feel your destiny is changing or your personal vision for your life is changing. I feel like you have the same vision. I feel like the way you approach things is what's changing. I kind of feel you're being much more patient, much more willing to kind of put in the work, and this is just going to lead to success. You have the King of Swords as well. Very straightforward energy. For some of you, I feel that, again, I'm not going to sugarcoat this, and this is only for a few of you, so don't, be paranoid about this. If you're dealing with a person who has been stalking you already or who you can't get rid of, you might have to involve, legal, something legal, police, a lawyer, something like that. But again, the good news with the King of Swords is that the King of Swords represents a person who can solve our problems very quickly. So if you're dealing with a problem like that, this could be a person who can solve your problems very quickly. Even right next to it, in the area of the good stuff, you have the Chariot. Again, Chariot is a victory. So the King of Swords is kind of like a card of solving problems through an expert. So like I said, like a lawyer or something like that. Also, if you're dealing with health problems, a doctor, something along those lines. You have the Page of Swords, Spy. Again, I don't say this lightly. I think it gets overused in tarot in the first place. But what I would say here is I do kind of feel that energy. I'm not going to sugarcoat it when I feel it. And so I'd be careful of that and again, you would know about this. This isn't like something secret. It's coming to light literally in this row. So it's not like a secret. If you don't know about it already, then I would say it's not a problem that you're dealing with. Really, the Page of Swords on the positive side of things, also looking towards, this Magician to me, this would represent kind of looking into things. He's like a detective. He really looks into like how to be successful, how to make things work in life, how to overcome challenges and issues and problems and like all that other good stuff. So I feel it would be a really good time for you to kind of like be a little bit like a detective in your life and kind of look for solutions to problems or whatever it is that you're dealing with. We're going to clarify this. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Two of Cups. For some reason, I thought you had the Two of Cups twice, but it doesn't matter. Two of Cups, perfect match. Definitely could be love coming in for you. Someone who's like destined to be in your life with that Wheel of Fortune. Love it. With the, here you go. With the King of Swords, you have the Nine of Swords. It's funny that I'm laughing because at the beginning of the reading, I said, you don't have the Nine of Swords here. Here's the Nine of Swords. The good news is, like I said, you have that Death card in the Wheel of Fortune. You're clearly ending a cycle. With the Page of Swords, you have the King of Wands here. This is you being bold, being assertive, really standing up for yourself. So I would definitely do that. The other thing with the King of Wands, planting seeds. He's like an entrepreneur. He even outside of business, right? He's entrepreneurial. Anything he takes care of, anything he cares about, his health, his children, his car, whatever. He treats it like a business, not in a weird way. He just really takes care of the things that he cares about. And that's where I feel like you're at. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Knight card. It says triumph over adversity. So clearly, you are overcoming some problems or issues or challenges that you've been dealing with for a very long period of time. I feel like you're getting a lot of help as well. So, this could be coming from like your guides or your ancestors, could be coming from the other side, all that other good stuff. So I feel you're kind of like overcoming problems. You have the Temperance card, the Chariot, and the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is like walking towards fulfillment. He's walking towards things that no longer serve him. So I feel you are walking towards more fulfillment. Pretty simple. The Chariot is a victory. So there's clearly a victory coming in for you. It's also as above, so below. He has these stars in his canopy and he's got these moons on his shoulders. So it is a card of manifestation and attraction. And I feel you are attracting things very quickly, but you're leaving something behind. You can see he's leaving the city behind him behind. He also doesn't really know where he's going. These two sphinxes at the front here, they kind of represent mysteries in the universe, and they're also not attached to the Chariot. There are no reins holding them to the Chariot, so it kind of represents the fact that he's trusting that the universe has his back. Believe it or not, they both have their tails in their hands. You can see that right here. And the tails in the hands, it kind of represents the fact that they have a good handle on his past. They understand where he's come from, meaning like the universe knows where you've come from and knows where you're going. So you're kind of like more trusting of the universe. And I feel like that's where you're at right now, Sagittarius, mostly because I think you need a change. This is you. Puts you in a position of power and strength when you show up as yourself in a reading like this. But it's called a transformation. And I feel like that something needs to be changed. Just like that you have to leave something behind with that Chariot to move towards something bigger and better. But you're moving towards a victory. And I feel like you're willing to make the change with that. With that Temperance card that's really all I'm getting there. So let's see. With the Temperance card, you have the Hangman. Hangman is like seeing things from a new perspective. I don't know. I feel like we've had a lot of wake-up calls over the past like 2 years, 2.5 years, 3 years, something like that, right? COVID, everything else. So I feel like you've had a lot of wake-up calls in general, and it's probably changed your perspective on life. And, I feel I wouldn't say people are getting more serious necessarily. I feel, it's kind of like a different type of seriousness. It's like, have you ever met an old person? It's like there's two types of old people, right? There's like old and miserable, then there's old and playful, right? And the old and playful types, right, of people, those old people that are just really fun, they kind of bring light to everywhere they go, right? They have learned to just, let go of everything in a good way. And I kind of feel, I don't know, that's what I feel here. I hope that makes sense. With the Chariot, you have the Five of Cups. Again, this is showing up in the good stuff. So even though it's a Five of Cups, I feel like you are kind of letting go of things that no longer serve you. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Six of Swords, moving on to calmer shores. Improvements coming in for you for sure as well. So love it. We're going to pull 5 main themes now here, Sag. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. For number 1, you have this recognition, reward, and merit, this basket card. So clearly there could be some rewards and recognition coming in for you. The Chariot can kind of be a card of recognition. Having the Emperor and the Empress right on top of each other as well with that 10 of Pentacles. I'd say if you're waiting for like a raise or promotion or just recognition, this is like a lot of attention coming in for you. You have this bread card. It says period of prosperity and abundance. We already know that. 10 of Pentacles, Empress. So clearly it's a period of prosperity and abundance for you. You have the Sun. I mean, this is amazing. Happiness and well-being. A lot of happiness coming in for you, clearly. You have the crown. It says honor and respect will come to you. Love it. Like I said, I feel Emperor, Empress energy here. Even if it's not a person, like I said, I feel like you're embracing those two energies. We have both energies inside of us. If we have them in balance, then here you go. This is the result. And you also have this hat card. It says you will be playing a different role. We kind of talked about this. There's some sort of transformation coming in for you, but it's going to be a positive transformation. Amazing reading here, Sag. Really good stuff coming in for you. So we're going to pull 3 yes or no question cards now. We're going to do 1, 2, and 3 right here. Feel free to pause this reading if you need time to think of your questions. 1, 2, 3. For question number 1, you have the Sun. Hell yes. Definitely a lot of success and abundance coming in for you and happiness. For question number 2, I would say no. Tower. So I feel this could be what you're letting go of. For question number 3, I would say yes, King of Cups. I feel like a very strong emotional connection here. You could be asking about love or a person. I would say yes, definitely if you're asking about a person here. So yes, but really, really nice reading here, Sag. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you and definitely enjoy your next 3 months.